Hello, 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 everyone. Um, just checking in. Last night was another hard one. Holy fuck. I posted a live video. It was pretty negative, so I took it down after a little bit. But it discussed. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure, family, friends, everybody, that I should be taking the 3D path of getting a job and trying to earn money and find a place and all these things. And an opportunity showed up. A friend of mine drives vehicles to the U.S. It's about 7 hours each way, and he asked me to come back to Chestermere, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive each way, to come and help him move these vehicles. And I felt an obligation to him, and I felt, okay, this is maybe going forward how things work. But to have that work, I would have had to come and stayed in Chestermere overnight because he wants to drive at 5 in the morning, and my passport and a whole bunch of other things are there. So I started to go through and prepare for that. I asked my ex if I could stay there, and a whole bunch of things, and massive weight of all these things showed up that kind of smothered me, and it pushed me into massive anxiety and frustration, and it wasn't working out at all. And then I had to kind of sit with, okay, well, I told this guy I could do it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff around masks, and he was demanding that I was going to wear a mask for 7 hours as we drove back, and I couldn't take myself to that level of doing that. So, oh, and I crashed hard. And if anybody saw that little short video that I put, I crashed hard. I was really pissed and really felt anxious and sad. And I started to realize that that's 3D reality pulling at me. And it showed me how much I've moved out of my head and into my heart, and how the 5D that I'm sitting in, where I'm in my heart and I'm sitting in a conscious space of awareness of what's going on. Sorry, the phone vibrates a little bit. It's on a magnetic amount. Um, and then to go back to that 3D-ness before I moved out of my house, and the tension in my body, and the fight or flight, and the trying to please everyone and satisfy. And I got a really sharp contrast to show how much I've moved, but also how incompatible I am with 3D. 3D would have me terrified right now. It would be killing me trying to say, okay, well, you got to find a place. You're going to freeze to death. You're going to blah, 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 and I stay above it, and I stay in the now, and I stay in the present, and everything works out. My heat is working. My trailer is fine. It's not getting that cold. So now I'm in this place where I can observe the world, and it's quiet here without all the 3D responsibilities or being in other people's energy, and it feels so much better. So I can feel the flip between 5D and 3D, and I sure did not like feeling the 3D. There's a lot of 3D screaming outside my door right now with new lockdowns and restrictions and passports and all this kind of stuff, and I'm calm. And I love the fact that I'm feeling calm. I love the fact that I can stay positive. I love the fact that everything seems okay, and I can shine light out of my heart, and I can shine into the world and ask better for myself. But from this place of non-obligation, of not a lot of responsibilities, and just letting something beautiful flow. And I really truly believe that my needs for a place and all those things are divinely planned and already set up, and it's not about taking action and finding and figuring out. It's about allowing and trusting. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, that's hard and that's not good. But how many times have you struggled, and the hard just got hard, and it felt really yucky, and you just sat for weeks in a kind of bubble of pain and suffering? And instead, I'm choosing to sit in a bubble of no struggle, of allowing something better to show up. And why would I create a space for myself of tearing everything down, of going deep into this without a purpose for it? And the purpose is partly to release me from all those obligations, but the other purpose is to get me into trust, because do we know where this world is going? Do we know what 5D is going to look like? Do we know what a new world looks like? All we know is things are imploding, and we don't even know where we're restricted, where our blocks are, where the things are that are holding us back. And I'm choosing a space where I can allow new to show up without my mind being part of it, without my beliefs of how things work and how this is the only way it's going to happen and it needs money and shit. It just lets something more miraculous, more divine show up. So, how do you stay positive in these times? I'm finding it's so much easier to retract with inside. There's a calmness, there's a peace, there's an empty space, and not a bad empty, a space ready to be filled that's within me, and it's growing within all of us. And I think, in my perspective, we just need to trust that. And we just need to say, okay, this is good, this is what's meant to happen, it's so beautiful, and just start allowing it to flow out of me. So, hello, Kristen, I see you're watching. It's a crazy time, and the fear's out there. It's just to go inside, get out of the mind, get out of the fear, and just start trusting and start feeling in a new way and trusting that flow that's inside of us. And magic's starting to happen for me. And it's very different than the way it was before. And I love it. And it's so easy and graceful. It just means turning off a little bit. 4D. I think I'm stepping more 5D, but I bounced yesterday into 3D. If you watched the start of the video, Susan, and it felt awful, and it filled me with fear and doubt and pleasing people. And now I'm just back to calm. And I'm sure people can see me. If you look at a video from a month and a half or 2 months ago, I was a very different person. I was tight, I was angry, I was frustrated. Now I'm just very calm, trusting that this plan is rolling out exactly as it needs to. And yeah, struggling or popping through 4D, starting to feel 5D a little bit, which is just letting it happen, seeing what shows up, being okay with everything that's possible. So but to stay positive, people, just get out of your mind. When it starts to feel angry and scary, feel the emotions and all that kind of stuff, but realize the mind story that's going into the past or the future is the very thing that's scaring us and is making it worse, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and your body tightens up, and then not very much good can show up. So instead, just breathe, go back into your heart, turn off your mind a little bit, just be in the right here and right now. Look out, take some breaths, see the scenery, see the world around you, and something shifts. It's a trust, it's an embodiment of God, of better, of light, and I love it. And it's what we need, and we just got to trust it now. So, loving you all. Hopefully this helps. Strange days. I don't even know which way's up anymore, and but I'm okay with that, because it wasn't going well in the real world. I was chasing, and this is better. I have more possibility here. So I love you all. I thank you for listening. Thank you, Susan, for your comments, and we'll talk soon. Love you. Have a great day. Talk soon. Bye.